Alrighty. Welcome to HASSDISCUSSES. We got a guest returning, and that is Lil XAV
What
of
up?
Schemaposse. And I have you already had like some great music when I interviewed you back then, like enough where I was like sort of starstruck. But now it's like ever since January, fucking upward, curve. So you released that Phonk Volume 1 joint with production from Coma on that. How'd you start working with Coma?
Honestly, that's a good fucking question. Shit, no one's ever asked me that. It was honestly because of YouTube and shit. Because I was going through like everybody starting when you're going on SoundCloud, YouTube beats and shit, and I was trying to find funk beats and shit, and I stumbled across his in the suggestions though, and I clicked on it, and it's actually the beat is on my SoundCloud. It's called Rage. I heard that beat, I was instantly like, "Holy shit, this guy's a beast!" I was like, "Yeah, this gonna be my first song I'm gonna put on my SoundCloud and shit." And we were like emailing each other back and forth, and then
Yeah.
we just built that relationship up over time and stuff, and to the point where it was like, shit, we're going to POD concerts and shit.
So when was this though? Like around 2 years ago or a year ago or?
Yeah, around no, like 2018, beginning of 2018.
That's cool. Like it all stretches like way back. That's dope. That's dope. Because like it's just everything. You got that real ambient sort of weird like spacey stuff. You add that to the funk style, and it's like that's what makes it all stand out. And also the mixing is pretty fucking dope. Like, and I want to ask though, what's your inspiration when it comes to mixing? What artists do you like? Draw inspiration from when it comes to the mixing and the way your shit sounds.
Well, recently, back then I didn't really give a shit about mixing because I thought I knew what the hell I was doing until I got in schema. And then I actually learned like what the fuck a well mixed and mastered track sound like.
Yeah,
So now it's like Jay, Sempra, Nem, and I'll give it to Dre just because when the Chronic came out, like everybody would just have raw, rugged music and shit. And when Dre dropped the Chronic, it was just so clear and well produced. So that's like kind of like my inspiration right there is those guys.
yeah, and also the way everything echoes though, and I'm not trying to like speak for you, but it reminds me of a lot of like House of Balloons weekend shit, because that's the weekend I prefer. I prefer the weekend when he is like toxic, homeless. You know what I mean? Just like the weekend that's like dark and shit. He's still able to make sort of daytime music and still make it dark. He performed a song about cocaine on the Kids Award Show or the Nickelodeon Award Show. They can't feel my face one. But are you a fan of The Weeknd or him at all?
Fuck yeah, bro. I remember when I first heard him. The first song was I think it was "What You Need."
Oh,
That was like the first one I'll never forget. It was cloudy too, so it was like the perfect weather to be listening to the weekend.
oh yeah.
Cloudy, dark, gloomy. It was kind of like rainy a little bit, not nothing too crazy. And a homie played this song. We were with some girls and shit, and I was like, "Yo, what's that song?" He's like, "Man, you fucking lame ass nigga." He said, "It's the weekend. You ain't heard?" And I was like, just so in tune with that reverb and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, like that's kind of where I got it from was from the weekend and shit, because it was just to me, it's like it goes back to what I said before. It was like I was entering this nigga's head. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you said that on the last podcast we did, and I was like, yes, exactly. Like,
Yeah, and that's why like, and then too, it just to me it just adds like a real atmosphere vibe and shit too. Like with that, that's another reason why I do that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And what I did like to see, which you kind of already did before, but your collaborations with DW Siren, they're so dope. Shouts out to Siren. He's been making some. He's been adding that like text like to his music. I really like what Siren's been doing lately too, and he's sort of showing how good of a producer he is. And he already kind of did that, but shouts out to Siren.
Oh yes, for real. Siren gave me my first hit because when I got in schema, I was like real nervous and shit. Like I really asked like the dumbest question when I got in the chat. Like, so what do I do? They really, I can
Yeah.
tell everyone was like, "Did you really just fucking ask that?" And then Siren messaged me out the blue and was like, "Hey, bro, do you want to do a song with each other?" And at the time I thought Siren was like one of the OGs and shit. So I was like, "Yes, sir." You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, he's been doing that for like I don't know if you're familiar with the South Cross days, but he's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
like he's new, but he's not that new. You know what I mean? Like it spans about 4 to 5 years, I guess, with him doing that shit. But yeah,
Yeah, Siren been doing music for a minute, bro. And I'm forever in debt for that man because we didn't plan that the backup on these bitches one. We didn't plan that. We didn't have no promotion for it or nothing. We just dropped it. And I never had a song that went past two, like 500, honestly, keep it real. And just to see that song at like 10K or 13, wherever it's at, it's just like, wow. So I owe Siren that. He gave me my first hit.
yeah, and so you also worked with another one of those how do I say OGs or however you want to phrase it. You worked with fucking Cold Blooded on Liberty City, and then eventually Bays Mafia, which we'll get to later. But was the shoot for Liberty City, was that the main uh, videographer you frequent, Unholy Crew?
Yep, Holy, that's the only guy I work with. Unless it's them, that's the only time. Other than that, if it's not those two, they're not shooting my videos.
So, so I think my favorite part about the Liberty City music video is there's a spray painted, what's that Goonies character name, the big kid? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
and he's with the shirt up, dude. Like, how did you find that? Like, did you just walk around and shit?
Nah, my boy Steez, he showed me that place and I was like, yo, this fucking dope as shit. I wanted to shoot it in the daytime. So like those colors really popped,
Yeah.
but I had to leave the next day. So it was like now or never. But that was a good location. I'm surprised no one's really shot a video up there.
Was that in Vegas?
Yeah, that was in Vegas.
Oh, word. Cause you're at LA and all that shit. But anyways, Liberty City was off the Phonk Volume 1. Is there gonna be Volume 2, or are you just gonna go a completely different direction? Maybe still sticking to the Phonk style, or are you gonna do a sequel?
Do a sequel. Like that was the original plan. I'm not gonna drop a volume 1 and then that's it because I might as well just call it Phonk. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna drop multiple ones, but anytime soon, nah, not right now.
Well, what moves are you gonna be making right now?
You gonna have to wait and see, big dogs.
All right, yeah. But so the I'm gonna butcher this fucking pronunciation, but the Ecclestades song. What was the sample in that? Um, I assume that's why it's not on Apple or some shit. But I fucking love that song. Um,
Well, one, I don't know, cause the producer has not gotten back to me yet about that. But whenever he does, I would like to know because Siren sampled that, and I didn't know Ziploc rapped over it. Even though I'm not surprised because it was a YouTube beat. So, but you know,
Shout out to
that's
Ziploc.
yeah.
I've interviewed him twice. He's funny as shit. But anyways, so with the Ride and Schema song, which was sort of that more like less sample based track, I don't know if it was sampled by something, but it's when you have songs that don't have samples, they're often really spacey and more like sticking to your style and shit like that. And that cover art was done by Vibe Malls. I've interviewed Vibe Malls before, and he's a great guy to talk to. How'd you end up working with that cover artist?
Well, he did the cover art for Turbo Ether, which I thought was pretty cool. And then Teddy told me about him. T Rex brought him up. And eventually I kept hearing his name so much as I was like, oh, that's the guy that did the cover. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna hit him up. And he actually did two cover arts for me. One is for something real special. I'm gonna do an announcement for that real soon. Like it's different. It's something old but new. I'll say that much.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm hyped to hear that. You also we kind of touched on how you started working with Coma, but I feel like a lot of people have been talking about, and what I've been starting to appreciate is the production that you've been doing with Sumo. So how did that start up? That music relationship.
Well, we inhibit the same group, but I just feel like it's weird for me like to be in a group with people and not work with them, you know. So he was like, because I knew he was new when I first got in. I didn't know when he got in and shit. So I hit him up, and he sent me like beats and stuff, but I would record over them and I just didn't sound good. And I hate, like, I'm real anal about a producer sending me a beat and then I sound like shit. And then I send him to it and then I'm like, I don't want Sumo being like, this guy really had the balls to send me that trash ass track. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
you don't want the producer to be like, oh shit, why did he fuck it up?
yeah, like, fuck, that ain't it, Chef. Like, I don't want him to say that.
Yeah,
And then he finally sent me free. And when I heard that beat, I was like, got one. And I hopped on it. And when he liked it, I was like, bet, got the green light. I sent it to Coda, and then ever since then, me and Sumo been on our sad boy shit.
yeah. Shout out to Coda, first Schema Posse person I interviewed.
Coda and Sumo, T Rex, all those my niggas right there.
T Rex, he's like the way fucking love the way he sings, and the once again we walk song. He did that with Semper. That was great. That was my favorite T Rex song, even though it's a Semper song. But
I tell T Rex every day he's gonna get us out the hood. So
cause you think he has the pop appeal. That
not even that, man. Like I just see him and Akatami, bro. Like I see those two like just doing so much damage in the music scene. It's like I see T Rex getting fucking Grammys and shit, and I just see Akatami just treated like the fucking queen of the underground and shit. Like I just see that shit. So
what I want though is for like all this new roster schema to blow up, and then fucking people. I want schema to be bigger than the Suicide Boys, not just because of the beef, but because I believe in each fucking member, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to talk about the fucking Suicide Boys shit. I feel like Jay Green's going on live about that enough. Shouts out to Jay Green for being very transparent about shady business dealings. Anyways, Nemesis, he said this statement, and I want to know if you agree with this. He said, Schema Posse in its current form is one of the greatest collectives ever formed. Do you agree with that?
yeah, I do. I never, and I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I'm fucking dope.
Yeah.
Skull, Coma, and them, Jay, even Sempra. Sempra's just all around flat out beast, and Teddy's another one. Zoe's just sent from Mother Nature themselves, and like KB's a lyrical assassin.
Yeah.
There's just so many members to talk about. but it's just I never heard of a group that just had so many different styles and then blending them together and
Yeah.
making it sound even like there's a track with like on the new age. There's Jay Green, Sempra, Sam, and me. You know
Talking
what I'm
about
saying?
the first track on that.
There's that track. Like I was new. I know no one know who the fuck I was. So there, I know everybody saw that. They were like, "Who the fuck is Zave?" I know Sempra, and I know Sam a little bit. And we all know who Jay is. So I know everybody was like, "How's that gonna sound?" And when you hear that shit start off, and how everyone's styles blended, Semper going fast as hell, Jay with his smooth flow, and Sam with the high pitch, and me with my reverb. That shit blended. Not
Yeah.
too many groups can do that shit. I know that.
Yeah, and also the new Posse track, which I had Cisco join the show and explain how I made that fucking beat. And I've showed that song, the new Posse song, which is like the first. Like I was always like checking up on Jay Green every now and then when I saw him post about the new like Schema Posse shit, I was like, oh shit, let's go. We're gonna be seeing more group shit from Jay Green. And then the first song I listened to, from the new roster, which was the new Posse thing, and as soon as I heard that, I just had to like look up every single fucking member and like figure out like who's who what I'm saying, and I've explained that track is like it's like you get thrown in the middle of a Mad Max movie. You know what I mean?
I saw that. I don't know what interview you said that, but I was like, I went back and listened to that, and I was like, holy shit, yeah, that shit gets you really hyped up and shit. I could see that being like chase scenes and shit if they like ever put that in a movie.
I'm trying to take my writing more seriously because I'll be writing screenplays. So who knows? You might see it in one of my movies or some shit. I would fucking love to do that. I'd have them write the perfect movie or some shit for that.
It can happen, man. Just put in the work.
Yeah, and that's what I love interviewing Nemesis about because he fucking talks about like movies and shit all the time, and his filmmaking. And you shot a music video with him. How was that experience, shooting with Nemesis?
Like I said, when I started off music, I thought I knew everything. And when I got in Schema Posse, that's when I realized, okay, I don't know shit about music.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't know shit. And with them, he taught me how to shoot a music video. He taught me like, yo, start doing this more, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was dope. And I never really like because I got old music videos on YouTube, but if you look at the difference between the old ones and then you go see what Nem did for me, and you see how it just carried off into what I do with Holy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's an experience shooting a video with Nem. I'd say that much.
yeah. I'd say about 30 minutes ago, or probably 45 minutes ago, I was looking at. I was like looking through your link tree, and I saw this old music video, and your hair is completely different, and the mixing's not like echoey and shit. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. It was like going back and listening to like I don't know, like, and I'm not comparing you to Meek Mill at all, but in general, just like listen to like an old Flamers mixtape. It's very just like rough and beginner
What
stages,
song
but it's
was
still
that?
duff. It's still great. It's still cool. I'm not comparing you to Meek Mill. I'm just saying it's just like in general when anybody looks up an
Figure
old
out what
song by someone.
song.
I'm talking about the one in your link tree that links to your YouTube, by the way.
Oh, Alone. That
The
video.
hair is like completely different. I'm not hating, but I'm gonna be honest. I prefer the blonde. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with I'm blonde too. You know what I'm saying? So
I fuck with the blonde too.
yeah. So yeah. Shout out to blonde people. I gotta ask, what is Children of the Trap? It's frequently referenced. Is it like a group? Is it a subgroup? Is it like just a clique? What is that?
It's my homeboys from around the way. My boy Bojack, Coma's in it. Me and him, and you know him as Cam if you looked him up. I call him No Chill. And us three, it was just us three together. Then later on, Bojack. I kind of started it because when I heard of schemaposse, I was really fucking with the movement, you know, like even like before, you know. And then when I found out like they disbanded a bit, you know, it was just Jay doing this thing, I was like, fuck, bro, like I really like that shit. I was like, no one does that shit no more. And I was pissed because the same thing happened when I heard of Raider Clan. You know, like I caught them like right when they broke up. I was like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do what they did, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't want that. I'm just not putting that many motherfuckers in it, but like it's just like just my brothers and shit, you know, just my homeboys and shit, and we just
Similar to
do
Baze
music.
Mafia, though, just a small amount of people who've known each other for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking on Raider Clan, I got to hear a really interesting perspective from a Raider Clan member. I interviewed Slim Gorilla, who is now you might know him as someone who's in Passion Players with Genshin and done songs with Freddie Dredd and Soze, but he told me that when he joined, it was he joined during the second wave of new members, so he was literally there while watching all the ASAP beef, watching everything go downhill. And he was said it was like being a kid watching your parents fight for about a year, and you can't say or do anything. And then after everything disbanded, he started Passion Plays. But shout out to Slim Gorilla, that was a cool perspective. But what I do like about Raider Clan is the members that left from it definitely had influence. You know, Jay Green, you know, Slim and Gorilla, they all started their own shits. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about uh, looking back at the Raider Clan days is the indirect influence they had. So yeah, what was the first bit of Raider Clan songs you ever heard from anybody in the group? Like artists or songs that you mess with when it comes to Raider Clan?
Honestly, I remember the artist, the song titles. I suck with song title names, but Denzel was not Denzel. He wasn't in that shit.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, it was Denzel. He was one of them. Wolf was definitely one of them. Eddie, because I heard he was from Ontario and shit. So like, that's not too far from where I stay at and shit. Like, cause I stay in IE and shit now. So it's like, why not
Wait, where are
support
you
the local?
from?
I'm originally from San Pedro, California, but I stay in IE now.
What's IE?
The Inland Empire.
What is Inland Empire?
You never heard of that?
No.
It's right next to LA, bro.
Oh, it's just a LA town. Oh.
Yeah, it's Inland Empire, Orange County, San Diego, Los Angeles.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah. Shout out to Denzel Curry. He's awesome. I did not hear his new shit though, but the Unlock 1.5 with him and Kenny Beats. I love that. I love the first one though. That was actually the first album I ever reviewed. Anyways, so Hallows Eve was this. Well, you guys did a new release with Schema, but you were more active on the Hallows Eve EP. What was your favorite track off that Schema release?
That Posse cut and
Which one?
the Posse track, the fifth track, the last track on the tape,
Oh yeah.
Too Cold. And honestly, man, the whole tape was good, but I know the ones I play back to back is those two and the first track.
I think Too Cold is like probably one of the best beats I ever heard, dude. That shit is nuts. And Siren was on that, but Buddha Jones, I think he's the one who produced that. But that was, and you were on that, so fucking, you know more about that.
No, that was Fuck Low Key that produced that beat.
Fuck Low Key. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
looking him up.
he slept on, bro. Like that nigga make hella. That nigga know how to make fire ass beats. I got a track with him, Skull, and Sam Gohard.
Yeah,
That shit slap.
yeah. Speaking on good producers, Infinity sent you. He was on live and he said he sent you a beat or some shit. Um, are you gonna rap on an Infinity beat?
I'm gonna do something with it.
Yeah, I really mess with what he's doing, and he kind of talk with me and all that stuff. Shout out to Infinity. But so last week there was a lot of preparation or filming or whatever when it came to you. What was that all about? What was going down in Vegas? If you're able to share that information.
He was shooting some videos, recording, just plotting on the next scheme of moves and stuff, and just enjoying our time out in Vegas because the schemers don't link up like that because we're all scattered everywhere and shit. So yeah, that's what was really going on out there.
Yeah. Well, what scheme member that you worked with? Have you like not met in person? Like, who's your favorite that you've worked with that you haven't met in person that you want to meet in person?
Coda. Coda,
Yeah, you
yeah.
guys on live are great.
Yeah. I want to meet all my schemers, man, but I just know me and Coda be getting into some shit.
Yeah, yeah. So, what else could we talk about? I feel like we kind of covered everything. Do you want to like announce anything or shout out anybody before we wrap this up?
Shout out to all my schemers. Shout out to all my brothers. And yeah, I got something special on the way real soon. That's about it.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Links in the description to his social media and music and YouTube and Linktree, all that shit. Check out his music. It's fucking amazing. And that's all we have to say. Goodbye.